Now let's see how to use sum formula in Excel. Here the employee names are given, and here there is given total sales value. So you have to calculate the sum of this total sales value. So how to do that? Is equal to sum bracket, select this, bracket complete, enter, done. Now let's see how to use SUMIFS formula in Excel. Now here the customer data is there. Now if you see the customer data, here John has made a sales of 1200 using the product laptop. Then again, John made a sale of 800 using the product TV. Now again, the John has made the sales of 400 using the product mobile. So basically, John has came 3 times. So you wanted to find out the total sales generated by the John. So which formula you will use? I will click here. Okay, and I will use this formula. So what is this formula? Is equal to sum if bracket. You have to select these values A4 to A9. Then which value you wanted to search? John. So you will write here John, and then you have to find out the sales value, right? So you will select C4 to C9 and click enter. Done. Now let's see how to use average formula in Excel. Now here the student names are given and their marks. So we have to find out the average value of these marks. So how to do that? So I will type here is equal to average average bracket. Select the columns from B4 to B8. Close the bracket and hit enter. So this is the 70, which is average from 50 to 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So average of this all marks is 70. Done. Now let's see how to use max formula in Excel. So what do you mean by the max formula? It will find out the highest value from these cells. Okay. Now here the cells column is there, and you have to find out the maximum value, that is the highest value. So how to do that? Is equal to MAX bracket. Select these cells from B4 to B8, B4 to B8 bracket complete and enter. Out of these 5 values, this 22,700 was the highest value, so it returns this value. Now let's see how to use MAXIFS formula in Excel. First I will type the formula, then I will explain. MAXIF, then I will select the cell from C4 to C9, comma, I will select the cell from B4 to B9, then type shoes. Now what does this formula mean? It means it will it will check the cell from C4 to C9, then it will check the cell from B4 to B9, and it will try to match the shoes in this B4 to B9. Now shoes are there 3 times, here, here and here, and out of these 3 values it will try to find out the maximum value. Let's see how to use minimum formula in Excel. What do you mean by the minimum formula? It means it will find out the minimum, that is the smallest value out of this sales column. Okay, so let's see how to do this. Is equal to MIN bracket, select this cells, bracket complete and enter. Now out of this 5 cells value, this value was the minimum, that is the lowest. So it find out the minimum value, that is 9,800. Now let's see how to use MINIFS formula. First I will type the formula, then I will explain you. Okay, MINIFS, I'll select the cells from C4 to C8, C9, sorry. I'll select the cell from B4 to B9 and then, okay, so I'll explain this formula. It means it will select the cells from C4 to C9. So it will check the cells from C4 to C9. Then again, it will check the cell from B4 to B9 and it will try to match the shoes in this column. Now he find out the shoes are there 3 times. Okay. Now out of these 3 values, it will find out the minimum value. Let's see how to use count formula in Excel. First, I will type the formula, then I will explain you. Okay. First, I will type over here. COUNT count, then bracket. Then I will select from B4 to B8. I will select this blank cell also. I will close the bracket and enter. Now it will count only 3. It means the count formula only take the numeric values. Now here hello was there, which is text. so it didn't count. And here it was a blank cell, so it didn't count. So out of these 5 cells, only 1, 2, 3, the count formula counts. So that's why the answer is 3. Let's see how to use count a function. I will type the formula, then I will explain you. Is equal to COUNT, count a bracket. I will select the column from B4 to B8. Remember, I have selected the blank column also, that is the 8th one. Then I will close the bracket and I will enter. Now it has it is showing me the value 4. Means it has count these 4 cells. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, count A will calculate all the numbers, text, characters, etc. But it will not count blank cell. That's why out of these 5 cells, it counts only this first 4. It didn't count the blank cell. Now, how to use concatenate? Now, in this first cell, there is a John written, and in the second cell, there is a Smith written. So we have to concatenate these 2 words. Okay, so what you have to do is select here is equal to concatenate bracket, select this cell, comma, then inverted commas, then space, inverted comma completed, this comma, and then select B. Done. So basically, this is nothing but a space between these 2 words. It's done. Now let's see how to use string formula in Excel. Now here one name is given, Sandy Lopez, but mistakenly there are many spaces added between the name Sandy and Lopez, and you wanted to remove the extra spaces. So what you have to do is type is equal to frame bracket, select the cell and close the bracket. If you see here the extra spaces have gone. Now let's see how to use lower formula in Excel. So what is lower formula? It will convert all the capital letters into the small letters. Okay. Now the Sandy is written in capital letters. So let's see how to use this formula. Is equal to lower, open the bracket, select the cell, close the bracket, hit enter. Now it is all in small letters. Now just drag and drop. Now Excel, the first letter was only capital. The rest of the letters were in small. But because of lower formula, all the letters are converted to small letters. Now let's see how to use upper formula in Excel. So what does this upper formula does? It will convert all the letters into capital letters. So basically what does upper means? Capital. Okay. So how to use this formula is equal to UPPER upper, open the bracket, select the cell, close the bracket, hit enter. Can you see the Johnson was written in small letters. Now it is in capital letters. Okay, now just drag and drop. Now Excel, here in Excel, the first letter is in capital, the rest all the letters are in small. Now the Excel is in capital letter. So what is the proper function in Excel? Now in this cell, there is a word Martin and it is all in capital small letters. Okay. Now in case of proper, what will happen? So type here is equal to proper and select this cell. So in this case, here all the letters were in the small letters, but here only the first letter comes in the capital letter. Okay. So if you want for Sandy, then what you have to do, you don't have to type the formula, you just drag and drop it. So in case if you want only first letter to be in the capital letters, then you have to use this proper function. Let's see how to use left formula in Excel. It means it will extract the character from the start of the text. I'll show you how to do that. Type is equal, now the name is Anderson and we have to use the formula is equal to left, select the cell and how many characters you wanted to extract, that is the 4. For example, I will take a 4, bracket complete and enter. Now it will take the start, extract the characters from the start of the text. Now I enter the 4 characters. It means it takes only the 4 characters, which is and A and D E. Okay. So if we select here 5, it will take 5 characters. That is A and D E are under. Now let's see how to use right formula in Excel. It means it will extract the characters from the end of the text. Now let's see how to do this. Now here the name is Anderson and we have to use the right formula. So what I will do, I will type is equal to RIGHT bracket, then I will select the cell and how many characters I want to extract from the end of the text. For example, I will take 4 and bracket complete, enter. Now it will take the last 4 characters, that is RSON, the end of the 4 characters. Okay, now if I select here 5, for example, then it took 5 characters, that is ERSON. Okay. Now let's see how to use mid formula in Excel. It means it will extract the characters from the middle of the text. Okay, let's see how to do this. Now here the name is Anderson is there. Now I will type the formula is equal to mid bracket. I will select the cell. Then I will type the number, for example, 3. And then I will type the number 4. Okay, I'll show you. Now what it has extracted, that is DERS, DERS. Now how it works, I'll show you. Now is equal to mid, I have selected the cell, that is A5, right? Now what do you mean by this 3? It means it will start with the letter 3, third character, 1, 2, 3, that is D, and then extract 4 characters, that is DERS. Done. Let's see how to use length formula in Excel. What does this length formula does? It will find out the total letters present in that respective cell. So let's see how to use that formula. Is equal to LEN, open the bracket, select the cell, close the bracket, hit the enter. In John, there are 4 letters, so it will written 4. Just drag and drop. So in Sarah, there are 5 letters, so it will written 5. In Sandy, there are 5 letters, it will written 5. In blank cell, there are total 12 letters are there, including this bracket, so it will written 12. You can count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So done. Now let's see how to use search formula in Excel. So what does this search formula does? It will find out the particular letter from this cell. Now let's see how to use this. Is equal to search. I wanted to find out letter A. Okay. Close the bracket and in this cell. What it does, now A letter comes 2 times here. A comes 2 times, but it will always search the first letter A. Now A, which is there in the second position, so it will return 2. So instead of small letter, if I type capital letter, still it will return 2 because it is not case sensitive. It will treat small a and capital letter A same. Now let's see how to use find formula in Excel. What does this find formula does? It will find out the particular letter from this cell. Okay, so let's see how to use. Is equal to FIND. I wanted to find out the letter A in this cell. Now A comes 2 times here, but it will always return the first value. The A comes in the second position, that's why it will return 2. Okay, now instead of small letter A, if I type capital letter A, it will not return any value because this formula, find formula, is a case sensitive and it will not recognize distinguish between small letter A and capital letter A. It will treat them differently. Now let's see how to use if function. Now in this column, here the name of the students are given and here the marks opted. And you have to check whether that person, that student is pass or fail. So what you have to do is select this particular cell. Okay, type is equal to, then if bracket, then you have to select this B2 greater than 50. It means if the marks are greater than 50, it means he is pass or else he is fail. Complete this, complete the bracket and done. It means his marks are less than 50. It means he's failed. Now you just have to drag and drop. Okay. Now the marks, those students whose marks are greater than 50, they are pass, otherwise they are fail. Now let's see how to use if error formula in Excel. Okay. First I will type the formula, then I will explain you how this formula works. Now first type is equal to if error. Okay. Now bracket. VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP means it will check the value. Bracket. Which value you wanted to check? For example, I wanted to check the value of John, like how many marks he has got. So, inverted comma, and I will type JOHN, John, comma, then select A4 to B5. That is this. A4 to B5, comma, 2. What do you mean by 2? If it means if John matches over here, it will return its marks and marks are there in second column. So 2, comma, false. False means exact match. It means it will try to find out John name as exact match over here. If John matches exactly, then only it will return the its value. That is, it will return its marks. Then bracket complete, comma. If it does not return the value, then it will show 2 minutes. It will show not found, not found, and complete. Now here John matches the name over here. That's why it returns 85. Now the first letter is capital. Okay. For example, if I write all the letters as capital, then only it will return. Then also it will return the value. Okay. It doesn't matter whether you type capital letter, small letter. It will match the value. Now, for example, if I type here Sandy, okay, not found. See, now the Sandy name is not present in this list. That's why it will return this value, that is now not found. So in this way, if error formula works. Now let's see how to use VLOOKUP formula in Excel. What does this VLOOKUP formula does? It will find out the value by searching vertically down the first column and returns a matching value from another column. Okay, so basically VLOOKUP is used for searching the values vertically. Okay, so let's see how to use this formula. Is equal to VLOOKUP bracket. Okay, now I wanted to find out the Olivia's salary. Now here the 3 columns are given: name, department, and salary. And I wanted to find out Olivia's salary. So what I will type here, inverted comma, Olivia, inverted comma, complete, comma. Now we'll select the array from A6 to C9, comma. I will try to find out her salary. So salary is there in the third column. 1, 2, 3. 3 and false. What do you mean by false? It will try to find out exact Olivia's name, okay, and it will try to find out her salary. If Olivia doesn't match exactly, it will not return any value. Okay, I will hit enter. See, Olivia's salary was 50,000. So instead of Olivia, if I type here in capital letters, okay, doesn't matter. It will still return the value. So whether you will write small letter, capital letter, doesn't matter. But if I type here Alex, not available. Okay, so basically VLOOKUP formula is useful to search the value vertically. Now let's see how to use HLOOKUP formula in Excel. So what does this HLOOKUP does? It will find out the value by searching horizontally across the first row and returns a matching value from another row. So basically H means horizontal. It will try to find out the values horizontally. Okay, so let's see how to use this formula. Is equal to HLOOKUP bracket, inverted comma. Now there are the 3 rows are given: name, department, and salary. Okay, so we wanted to find out the GEM's salary. Okay, now HLOOKUP, I will type GAMES James. I'll select the array from name to this one, that is A6 to D8, and it will try to find out James salary. Salary is there in the third row, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'll type here 3 and it will comma, then false. What do you mean by false? False means it, see, can you see here exact match? It means it will try to find out the value exactly. If the James is there in that particular row, then it will find out the value. Otherwise, it will not find out the value. So I will complete the bracket and hit enter. Now it will try to found out the value 50,000. So instead of James, if I type here in capital letters, still it will return the value, whether you type it in the capital letters or small letters, doesn't matter. But instead of James, if I type here Sandy, it will not return any value. Okay. Now let's see how to use transpose formula in Excel. So what does this formula does? It will convert rows into columns and column into rows. Okay. Now here the name Emma Lauren, department HR market, and salary is 40,000 and 50,000. So I wanted to convert this to the rows to column and columns to rows. So let's see how to use that. Select this. Okay. Then Control C. Control C. Now right click, paste spatial, hit transpose. Now see, all these horizontal rows converted to columns. Okay. Now again, if I select this, then hit Control C, then right click, press spatial, transpose. Now see, all the this vertical name, department and salary, it again came back to horizontal. Okay, so how this transpose formula, it works like this. So basically what you have to do, you have to select this, then you have to press Control C, right click, paste spatial, transpose, hit OK, done. Now let's see how to use now formula in Excel. So what does this now formula does? It will try to find out the current date and time. Okay, so how to use that formula? So we have to type here is equal to NOW, bracket open, bracket complete. It's a very simple formula and we have to press S. Now today is 12 September, so it will return the 12 September 2025 and the current time, which is 11:34. So this is the formula. Now let's see how to use today formula in Excel. So what do you mean by today formula? It will try to find out today's date. Okay, that is current date. So let's see how to use that formula. I have to type here is equal to today. It's very simple formula. Then open the bracket, close the bracket and hit enter. Now if you see here, it will find out the current date. That is today is 12 September 2025. So it will try to find out the today's date. It will not find out the time. Okay. So today formula only works with date. Let's see how to use convert data to table trick in Excel. For example, this is the table which you have. These are the products, these are the month, and in this month there are these many cells are generated. So what we have to do is that we have to select this one and press Ctrl T. Okay. Now you can change, like you can use the filters, like I don't want apples, I only want bananas, and I can select that one. Then I want only for the month of Jan, then I can use Jan. And for example, this one, then I can use this one. So basically, with the help of these Control T functions, automatically the table will come with the help of filters. Let's see flash fill trick in Excel. Now the first name is John Smith. So I will type here John and Smith. Then I click on this next cell and I will type Control E. Then I will select this cell and I will type Control E. Done. Now let's see how to use subtotal formula in Excel. I'll show you subtotal means it will only find out the sum and average only on the filtered numbers. Okay, now I'll show you how this works. Now here there are the values are there 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now if I select these values and if we see here the sum is 150, okay, and the average is 30. Now let's see how to use this formula is equal to subtotal bracket. Now here 1 is for average. Can you see here? 1 is for average, 2 is for count, 3 is for count A, 4 is for max A, 5 is for minimum. But we wanted to find out sum. So we will select here 9. Okay, because we wanted to find out sum. 9, comma. Now here we will select the values, bracket complete. Can you see here? It came 150. Now if I type here instead of 9, if I type here 1, the average is 30, which was right, 150 and 30. But now I will apply a filter. Okay, now I will select this, go to the filter and apply filter, and I will deselect 10, 20, okay, values. Now if you select these values, here sum is 120 and average is 40. Let's see whether it comes or not. I'll type the formula as again, subtotal sum 9, comma, I'll select this. See here, the value is 120, which is right. And instead of 9, if I type here 1, see here, the value comes 40, which is also correct. So subtotal only works on the filtered data. Okay. If you're applying the filter, whatever the values are visible, it will calculate only those values.